Hey, this is your recap Aunty. Hey, this is Shar. Hey, y'all. Hey, happy Friday. Here we are with our front porch talk right before the gate swing open. So, wanted to go ahead and read some of the comments to see what my peoples has to say today. Y'all have me cracking up, honey. Y'all theories be right on point, and I be agreeing with everybody. So we're gonna get prepared for episode number 68. But before we do, I want to read some of the comments from our front porch talk. So let's see. The first comment is from my post page. If you haven't taken a sneak peek over there, go take a look. I put a little drop of some tea in your cup this morning. So anyway, Sandra McFarland 2688. Hey sis. She says you have the best, like capital BEST. Did you know? Cause I'm always like, oh wow, I didn't know that. LOL. Thanks so much. Girl, you are more than welcome. Cause that last tea that I dropped today, I didn't know it either. And I love that group. I'll give y'all a hint. I love New Edition. I'm an NE for life. I've been loving them for, oh God, 40. Oh, I've been loving them for 40 years. But anyway, one of the people on Beyond the Gates was in the video. One of the people was in one of their videos. Go check my post and you'll see exactly who it is. The video is I'm still in love with you. Oh, no matter what your friends do. Yes. I know y'all bounce with me. Play that shit this weekend so we could just have a good time. We might not be in the same city or state, but if we play it, honey, we're all going to be on the same vibe. So thank you, Sandra. Okay, my next comment is from Angelica. Hey, Angelica. W40 or 0. I don't know if there's a letter or a 0. Hey, Angelica, you are a new heart. Thank you so much for coming by. And she says, Anita hasn't changed because if she had, she and her daughter, Danny, would have never invited Eva to their table just to hurt that girl's feelings. If she truly understands that Eva wasn't parented correctly, why I poured salt on that wound. Girl, I think, like I said in my response to you, Anita be licking wounds, honey, because she is a beast. She don't care, remember? She don't care about people like that. They like to play mean girls. I love Anita now. I really did. It was good to see her have a little vulnerable moment this week. But overall, excuse me, overall, her and Danny are a trip, honey. They invited that girl over there and made that girl go away in her tears. But ain't it gonna be a trip if or when they find out that Eva might be Nicole's daughter. Ooh. Just saying. You ain't heard it from me. Just a little feeling I got in my gut. Anyway, we have Miss Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia. Cynthia Judkins 2250. She says, I'm beginning to think that she really did kill Alan because he wasn't dead. I told you. I feel the same way, sis. I feel the same way. That girl, anybody who gets in her way to her teddy weddy, honey, she gonna get rid of him. And I hope that they do some type of investigation on her to find out how in the world she killed that man, because that's how they got the money. She got that death benefit package, and that's how they were able to move to Fairmont Crest. Otherwise, we don't never see that child work. The money that Ted gave her to keep her mouth quiet, which we see how that happened, and I think she got that death benefit from from Alan. That's how they were able to move. She might have pretended with Eva that they didn't have much, but I believe they did. I believe they had more than what she wanted to give Eva. Anyway, next we have my girl, Crystal Waters, 4426. She says, Jacob needs to make Kat understand that she will tank the whole case if she steals evidence and gives it to the cops. I think that's called fruit from the poison tree. Girl, you better quote or something like that. Basically, it means that evidence obtained illegally is not admissible in court. Cat, please sit your ass down and let Jacob do his damn job, girl. Girl, you better teach us, Crystal. What is you, a lawyer, girl? You an attorney? Go ahead, girl. You better break that down. Fruit from the poison tree, girl. A lot of us have bitten from that fruit, honey. Whether it was from a nigga, girl. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, hey, Joyce, we got a newbie. Just Joyce 4009. Hey, boo, how are you? So glad to have you with the family. She says, oh, I so look forward to your recaps while drinking my mimosas, girl. A blind person can see that Bill and Danny not over each other yet. We heard it here first. That's right, honey. You can see that they still have feelings for each other. That girl put them fingers on his shoulders. He just melted like butter right there in that big old bed. No, I'm sorry, small bed. Right there in front of Haley. Haley, like I said, she could have given birth right there. Watching how the way they was drooling over each other. She probably should have leaned over and wiped his mouth because he loved that moment with Danny. And girl, give me a mimosa, honey. Girl, you got me. My mouth. I need something to drink. Thank you, Joyce. Okay, we have my girl Crystal Waters, 4426. She says, oh my God, Auntie, Clifton Powell as Dante motherfucking Green. I love him. That would be just too right. Girl, can you see that chocolate man look going up in there, being all mean and extra? He would knock out that right out the park. And I could see him playing that role just as clear as the nose is on my face. Girl, you better say that. Okay, we have my Sora. Hey, Zeta Yogi. She was like, windshield time in full effect in Metro Detroit. Okay, D-Town, Detroit. Okay. I'm so glad to see Laura out of that hospital room, honey. Great review, Sora. Thank you, my love. Yes, honey. We haven't seen Laura walking, taking up her bed and walking since what, episode 2 or 3? And back then, she didn't look as cute. Like, she really looked cute. They made her up. They made her look real fancy and nice. So I was happy to see that she looked good. Because I think when we first saw her, she looked real homely-like, I think, wasn't she supposed to move out of town with some nigga? Wasn't it? What happened to him? She talked about him back in the day, and we ain't heard about him since. I bet you his ass ain't even come to the hospital to see the girl. Anyway, Cynthia is telling me, I guess she says that Ronrico Lee played a lawyer on Medea Goes to Jail and Tyler Perry's Duplicity. Okay. I think I do remember Mr. Ronrico Lee. He'll be a good person too. They need somebody who's going to like book that roll up. And that's all I have today. Thank y'all so much for your comments. I love them, y'all. I absolutely love each and every one of them, and I love all of you. I see that my channel is growing. We are less than 50 away from 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Please keep sharing this with your peoples right out there. And remember, I got a goal, baby. I want to be on the show. I'm an actress. I know y'all be sick of me saying that, but it's true. I want to be on that show. And I also want to be able to continue to, have fun with this because this is a fun show. And adding that little cussing up in there and my words just makes it different and makes it so much good. So y'all take it easy and let me go ahead and sit down, get my remote control in my hand, and get ready for episode number 68. Yeah, 68 of Beyond the Gates, baby. Y'all ready? Let go. Well, we open up episode number 68 at Orphe G's, baby. And we see Eva is there on the phone. We know who she's talking to. She's talking to Laura because she helped out Laura. Remember, she helped her out yesterday with that damn computer. And we see Kat. Kat is sneaking in beside her sister over trying to be nosy while the girl is on the phone. So she hears, she's like, I know I'm not welcome at the Richardsons right now. So I guess when Kat heard her last name, she just decided to act like she's looking through the menu while eavesdropping on Eva's phone call. So she was like, girl, I'm going to be sitting here just listening to an audiobook for a while, honey. So when Eva said that she was going to be listening to her audiobook for a while, Kat was like, oh, and she just sashayed right out the door. That cat is something else. Now we are at Uptown with the sisters. Yeah, Chelsea and Naomi. And looks like Naomi is on the phone with her boo. So apparently Jacob is telling Naomi, like, girl, keep your cousin out of the police business. We don't need for her to be over here. She's doing the most. Now you need to talk to her. He's just stressed. He's pissed. And so he's telling Naomi, keep her out. Do whatever you need to do. Take her shopping. Go find her a man. Do something. And Chelsea was like, girl, that's on brand. Whenever she is ready to sink her teeth into something, then she smells blood, just like a shark. So Naomi was like, well, at least her tenacity is working really good, how the way she is because of your purse line. And so Chelsea's like, girl, do you really think that her focus is on my purse line right now? Hell no. She way too busy playing true crime podcaster. She's already behind on delivering our Instagram release schedule. So Naomi was like, girl, I get it though. She's like, being married to Jacob all these years and knowing that he's been attached to all these really crazy ass cases, she said it gives her like an adrenaline rush. So she was like, I guess when you get all swept up, baby, by the crimes and, the life and death part of this whole crime work business, girl, then the fashion business, honey, seems to get sound a little tame. Ain't nobody interested in that type of shit. Chelsea was like, girl, you've obviously never been to Fashion Week. Fashion Week in New York, I've seen the little girlies on YouTube. Honey, that's a whole stressful situation. Y'all can have Fashion Week. So Naomi was like, girl, does it get that serious? And then Chelsea was like, girl, these designers, honey, they throw hands over seating charts. So if they're not on the front row and they got to be on the back row, they be punching. I ain't about that life. Girl, you try breaking up fights in 6'6" heels. So, Naomi was like, girl, I'm weak. That just took me out. So Chelsea was like, well, speaking of hard heads, how's dad doing? And so Chelsea was like, girl, that man, that really stubborn ass man, that man refused to stay overnight at the damn hospital. Even after Dr. Dougie recommended that he do that shit. And girl, and get this, today, he insisted on going back to work. He going back into that old stressful ass office. Chelsea was like, girl, why am I not shocked? I wonder how that's going today. So next scene, we see Bill, and he actually home. So Haley is dressed in her diabolical black. Now, if you've been watching me for a long time, whenever I see that somebody's dressed in all black, that means that they're up to no good. So he walks in his own fucking house, and she's like, Bill, what are you doing here? He's like, last I checked, this is my house. She's like, don't play with me. You know what I meant. You okay, babe? He's like, yeah, I mean, can a man leave work early for no other reason than to see his hot smoke show of a wife? Blech. And she's like, baby, I work with you. Remember, you never leave your office this early unless there's something really, really wrong. So tell me the truth. He's like, I just did. He was like, you looking cute. Where you going? She's like, I'm meeting with my stylist at Tyson's Galleria to pick out my gala dress for that event next month. Remember? Since I'm going there with my handsome hubby, I really need something that pops. But seeing that you're here, maybe I'll just reschedule. He's like, oh, baby, you'll do that for me? And she's like, how grateful will you be? He's like, baby, I'll be very grateful. Girl. And she's like, oh, I'm going to hold you to it. And he's like, and she's like, oh, they make me so sick. She's like, I'll be right back. And he's like, okay, now. Uh-oh. When she leaves out, that nigga take off that old suit jacket and he blinking real fast and face all wet, a little moist. Not sweaty wet, but just a little bit, juicy. And he'll, damn. Taking a deep breath. Okay, what's wrong with you, Bill? Well, look who we have here. We are at the casino, Joey's casino, with Joey and Vanessa, honey. He said, well, somebody maneuvered that poker table like a pro. Or maybe he meant like a hoe. He was like, you sure you never did that shit before? And she's like, it wasn't exactly a poker table. Her hair is not as tightly coiffed as it normally is. Vanessa's hair is normally like back. But she has more longer extensions in the front. It makes her look younger. It looks cute on her. Go ahead, Nessa. He was like, oh my. Well, let me guess. Was it a washing machine? Was it on the spin or rinse cycle? She says, you've got quite an imagination, but no dice. He was like, okay. A trampoline. No, I got it. Inside the cart of a Ferris wheel. Stop guessing. Let her tell you, man. Now that's a fucking ride. And she says, let's just say the 8-ball wasn't the only thing getting pocketed. Ooh, this story, honey, it be giving all the little innuendos. Don't y'all agree? He's like, pool table. I got it. He was like, well, aren't you the saucy one? So they clinked glasses as they were drinking, and he was like, I hope you enjoyed that shit. And she was like, well, I did at the time. But the next day, baby, I could barely walk. Don't y'all be trying that shit out there. The floor, make sure you have a good pad and a few little blankets up there. Don't be trying that shit on that hard shit. Y'all know. Some of y'all been doing this shit. Y'all know it. Y'all want to tell y'all story in the comments? He says that's how he felt. He felt the same way. He could barely walk this morning when he woke up. Whatever. But every ache and pain was worth that shit. She's like, I couldn't agree more. Okay, we're back at Orphe Jeans and we see Eva looking so angelic with her big pink headphones on listening to her audiobook. Remember she told Laura she's going to be there most of the day listening to the audio. That's why Cat got left out. Okay, I got you. Anyway, Tomas shows up and he was like, listening to anything, great. And she looks at him and he's like, hey there. Tomas looks good whether he's in a suit or a tee. He's a handsome man. So he was like, hey there. And she's like, hey. So here's the next scene that I thought was coming. We see Catherine, Cat, at Eva's hotel room. Then we see another extra baby. He looks like he's like the little, bar, what is a bellhop or whatever at the hotel. He's like, he's chocolate. Y'all like to go ahead and cast these chocolate guys, except for Adam. Adam was light skinned. Chocolate, chocolate dude, look cute. He's like, oh, can I help you, miss? She's like, oh, yes. She's like, you're literally a lifesaver. And she looks him up and down. She says, and handsome too. See, flirting would get you anywhere. I'm a big flirt. Ladies, flirt your way to the top. He kind of giggled a little bit. So she introduces herself. I'm Kat Richardson, Dr. Ted Richardson's daughter. She said he's the doctor with the suite on the 11th floor. And the bellhop says, I'm aware, but honey, we're on the 9th floor. This is room 967. She's like, oh, yeah, this is my sister's room. She gave me a key, but I picked up my dad's by mistake. That girl is so quick on her feet. Go ahead, Kat. So she tests the key. Remember, that's the extra key that he gave her like a couple of weeks ago. So she tries to test it against the little, lock. And, of course, it doesn't open. She was like, see? He was like, Then she gives him those big doe eyes and that little voice. And she's like, any chance you can help a girl out? Please, please. So we're back at Orphe Jeans, and so we see Eva flirting with Tomas. And she's like, out here taking names and breaking hearts, baby, with that six-pack, huh? Is that what you doing? And he's like, nah, mamita, nah. And he grabbed that stomach, baby. He's like, I'm just trying to stay ready. That's all. Eva wanted to, touch that old washboard. She wanted to be like, so he asked, can he sit beside her? She's like, okay. He said, he can't be slacking when your boss expects excellent 24/7. That's what he's talking about, Bill. Bill ain't even excellent. Shit. Yeah, he expects excellence when he's not 100 himself. That's why he probably snuck away, because Bill went home early. So Tomas was like, shit, I'm getting off early too. So she asked him what happened. Something happened to Bill Hamilton. So he was like, yeah, he got sick. He went to the hospital yesterday. And then right after that, he checked himself out a couple of hours after he was checked in. Then he was back into the office at the crack of dawn, acting like it was some fluke, that it was a fake emergency. So Eva was like, wait a minute. So how do you know that he was there before the sun was in the sky? Tell me why. He was like, okay. Yeah, I was there too. So she was like, damn, that's insane. He was like, nah, mama, that's driven. She's like, okay, so on your lunch hour, you just what? Like run a few miles, for fun? Is that what you do on your lunch break? Damn. He was like, you know me so well. He said, I'll just grab my sandwich to go. And he looks at his phone and he's like, well, damn. Bill just canceled all of his appointments for the rest of the day. That ain't like his ass. That lady in the background tearing that biscuit up. Girl, eat. So Eva was like, you think he's sick again? And Tomas was like, I hope the fuck not. So he was like, there ain't no law officers of Bill Hamilton Esquire if the boss ain't there. And he said, I really want to be partner. Now that old messy ass Mike is gone. She was like, well, my money is on you and your sweet ass, sexy ass six pack. So she was like, what do you think sent his ass to the hospital? So he says, nobody has a clue, but whatever it was, it seems like he might have like intimidated the doctors into signing his ass out. He said, that's Bill for your ass. The man would rather flatline than to admit that he's not Superman. True. Baby, Eva says, sounds like karma is catching up to his ass. And she is ready for him. So she was like, now that I don't give a fuck about him. He was like, well, yeah, there's no love lost between after what he did, what he did to your mama. So there ain't no love lost between y'all two, because he did a doozy on your mammy. So he asked her how are things between her and her mammy, y'all talking. She was like, hell no. We ain't saying nothing to each other. And Tomas was like, damn. Did that happen a lot? And Eva was like, sometimes. But when you share the same space, honey, you get over that shit real fast. That's not a problem no more. So he was like, you moved out? She was like, nah, mama kicked my ass out. Packed my shit and made it real clear that she don't want nothing to do with me no more. He was like, okay, what about your pappy? She was like, he came to my rescue and gave me a nice place to stay. But my mama, honey, she ain't that forgiving. So here he go touching like he been doing, you know. He said, now you do know that that's more of a reflection on her than it does on you, right? It ain't your fault. She thanks him for saying that. He was like, it's true. He was like, well, at least she's still not trying to drag your ass into that whole motorcycle versus car drama shit. Eva was like, oh, honey, if my mother knows what's best for her, she'll keep that shit that way. I've got insurance now. And Thomas was like, really? She's like, mm-hmm. He's like, well, what kind of insurance are we talking? So she goes back into her mind with her old fingerprints over that damn helmet. And then she looks at him, the kind that I'm keeping safe and secret. So we're back at the hotel, and Kat is talking to the bellhop in the hallway. She was like, my sister has asked me to do this. And he was like, ma'am, it's against company policy to let non-guests into an occupied room. And Kat is like, I completely understand. She's a stylist, and she has this really, really super duper high maintenance client coming. Like Saudi princess level high maintenance. You know how that is. There's no pleasing some people when you work in the service industry. She was like, anyway, Eva's going to lose her job if I don't grab this portfolio for her. Now, I saw the man's name. His name is Darius. He's the bellhop. They had it really clear on his name tag. Hey, Darius. He was like, okay, well, she's going to have to call and authorize that shit. So Kat was like, do you really think that she has time for that in the middle of getting her highness? Bowls of hand-sorted green Skittles, freshly peeled organic grapes, and Fiji water that's been blessed by 3 different religious leaders. My taste buds are like that. It's not no green Skittles type of shit. But my mouth can only handle artesian water. I know that Fiji is artesian, but something in there tastes too metally. So there's a certain brand that I can only drink. If I have to sing anywhere or perform, if I drink any other water, it makes my vocal cords very dry. Ain't that something? Water makes your throat dry. Yes, I can only drink artesian spring water. If I try purified, if I try regular spring, my mouth is like, fuck that. So just as a little side note about me, artesian, Artesian. And I had to test out a lot of waters to find out that's the best one for me. So that's why I be up here loud and crazy. So back to Kat. She's like, the woman demands that she has her coffee stirred counterclockwise by. So the man was like, oh, right, damn, okay. Darius is like, damn. So Darius let her ass in there. So Kat is like, oh my God, thank you, thank God. She's like, oh no. She's like, thank you. She looks at his name, Darius. So he's standing there looking at her with arms folded. Ain't no expression on his fucking face. Like, what you looking for? Go get what you're looking for, because I got to get your ass out of here. So she's like, well, I'm sure you have plenty of tasks to tend to, and I really hate to keep you. So she takes all this money out of her wallet. She was like, you know what? After all, honey, time is money. Shit, Darius snatched that money out of her fingers and bounced. Is what I say. He skedaddled. He was like, look, it's between me and you. He gonna go home and shower that all over his lady, honey. Go ahead, Darius. Bye, Darius. So he leaves, and so she closes the door behind him, and she tells us, now let's see what Dad's charity case has been hiding in this fucking room. We're back at Bill and Haley. Why does Haley look like she got on that same outfit that Toni Braxton had on her son's graduation? It's black and lace and shorts. Girl, Haley, who dresses her? Anyway, she was like, well, and he was like, well, what? Because he's sitting down. She's like, I'm waiting. Why the fuck do they keep dressing her like a mob wife? This is the same outfit, kind of, sort of, that Toni Braxton. Look it up. Look up Toni Braxton's son's graduation and see what Toni have on and see if it come close to what Haley has got on today. So she was like, I'm waiting. I mean, are you going to tell me what you're keeping from me, or am I going to have to take a guess? He was like, baby, if you keep asking me one more time what's wrong with me, I'm just going to start coming up with symptoms just to make your ass happy. She's like, Bill. He was like, throw in some fainting spells and maybe speaking in tongue. She's like, stop with the deflection, okay? Please. Can we just be serious for a moment? I'm not just worried about you, Bill. I am scared. So he was like, okay, listen. As he gets up from the chair and sits down, he's grunting like a mother sucker. What's going on with you, Bill? That chest, baby. He was like, look, I hear you, all right? I hear you, baby. I ain't going nowhere. Only to hell, but that's it. I promise that I'll be sticking around here for a long, 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 long time. For you, for our baby, and for us. You need to take better care of yourself, babe. He was like, I will. She's like, I mean it. You're going to start eating healthy, not working so fucking much, doing just as that damn doctor prescribed. Everything to a T. No exceptions. He was like, if you say so, Mrs. Hamilton. She's like, well, how else are you going to be around to teach our daughter how to throw a baseball? She got her big sissies. He was like, okay, or our son ballet. Y'all was wrong with this little line. Y'all was real wrong. She's like, see, more jokes. He was like, no, I'm serious. It's like just like a sermon on Easter Sunday morning. She's like, you, an alpha male, Mr. I eat prosecutors for lunch, would actually let your son do ballet? He's like, hell yeah. He was like, if that's what his heart's desire is, okay, Bill, good for you. So what you gonna do when you find out that Chelsea she's a lesbian? As long as he chooses and he does all of his plies all around the other boys and make himself the best ballet dancer ever. She's like, okay, well, maybe you need to put on those tights yourself and show him how it's done. Ugh. She's like, I mean, I'm just saying. Hey, okay. Well, who's the one with all the jokes now? So we're back at Uptown. So Chelsea and Naomi are still there. She's like, I can't with Dad right now. I mean, acting like nothing happened. Okay, here we go with this word. Naomi was like, a transient ischemic attack is serious. Go ahead, Shar. You said it. Chelsea, did you call Aunt Nicole to get her take on it? Nicole was like, nah, girl, I ain't want to bother Aunt Nicole, but I did talk to a couple of other doctors that know. So Chelsea was like, of course you did. And so Naomi tells her that by itself, a TIA is usually not that serious. Y'all are really, really teaching us. But it could mean that there are other underlying issues there. Essentially, it's your body's way of warning you that there's really, really something wrong with the blood flow that's going to your brain. So Chelsea was like, sis, I really love you, but you really are giving me flashbacks to when you would help me with my bio homework. Naomi was like, stop it, bitch, because I did your homework for you. So Chelsea was like, that too. I mean, can you just get to the bottom line for me? Just chat GPT it. Make it real simple. Remember, I'm a model, girl. So Naomi was like, if Bill keeps ignoring that shit, it could lead to an actual stroke. Chelsea was like, he could die? So Naomi says, like, look, girl, we just have to know that we have to stay on top of Dad is all, okay? That's it. Don't work yourself up. In fact, look, let's go ahead and stop by later and do a check-in, all right? She's like, okay, so what time were you thinking? Naomi was like, what's up with that? Why? You got some situationship going on? What's the tea? So Chelsea's like, girl, my love life is non-existent. Oh God, here we go with Allison again. Especially when Allison hit me up with the let's just be friends. So Naomi was like, Allison. So Chelsea's like, yeah, that's why I was acting real sus when you saw me here before. I just didn't want to get into it in front of Jacob, you know. So Naomi was like, girl, I'm sorry about that, sis. That sucked. But does this mean that you're dating women now, girl? Chelsea was like, I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, does that weird you out? Naomi's like, girl, please, hell no. You've always been very adventurous, honey. Gay, bi, still exploring. I mean, I just want you to be happy, that's all. So Chelsea was like, thanks, sis, but it's all theoretical anyway. It's not like I have any prospects lined up or anything. And of course, but before I even pushed play, I knew Madison was going to show up in her blue. Why is Madison always wearing blue? So Madison comes in there to pick her up some food from uptown. I thought that Orphy Jeans was the only place that had some good food. Nicole and her, they must like they chicken wings. Well, look who we have here. We're at Garland Memorial, and we see Allison at the nurse's station, and Derek gets off the elevator with his fireman uniform on. When was the last time we saw him like that on the gurney after he saved a kitty cat from out that burning house? That's the last time we saw him in a fireman uniform. So Ashley was like, Derek, baby, what you doing here? You're not hurt, are you? He was like, no, I'm in peak condition. He was like, it's just a slow day at the station, honey, so I just came by. I thought I would come by and see what my boo doing. So she was like, what? He was like, I don't know why I keep being nervous. He's like, I'm acting like this our first date or something. And she's like, oh, you want to ask me out? I told you that whole living situation, he's going to be walking on pins and needles around her. He ain't going to know how to treat her. He don't even know what to say. She really like turned his meter off in his communication skills with her because she was a bitch. Then of course she go controlling, talking about he could have called or text her. He was like, well, some things are best said in person. What's wrong with him coming by? See, you're trying to control his narrative of how he asked you out. Girl, go get up under Andre, because that's what you really want. Then he said he misses seeing her face every day. Oh, he says it's the best part of his day. Go ahead, Derek. So he tells her he really hates the fact that he's not going to be able to see her tonight after their shifts. He was like, as much as we did drive each other fucking crazy living together, whew, and with you being mad with me for leaving wet towels on the bed, now that would piss me off. Don't leave no fucking who would leave wet towels on the bed? Yeah, Ashley, I'm kind of on your side. Don't be putting no fucking wet towels. It belongs on the floor. Hang that shit up, but don't put it on the bed. And she says, and also eating my leftovers without asking me. That's another thing. Don't eat my leftovers without asking me first. That's the most selfish thing to do. Maybe that's why I live alone. I got a man now, but I live alone for a reason. Even my kids used to do that shit. My son, child, you couldn't leave shit in there. And when you got a growing boy, honey, that's it. That's a whole bulldozer. Shit, I'm mad. Let me push play. So Derek was like, oh shit, I didn't even know about that one. Damn. He's like, well, yeah, okay. Even with all of that, I still look forward to coming home to see you every single night. Yeah, because he living with a bunch of niggas. So she's like, well, if I'm being honest, the leftovers aren't the only things I missed. Oh, we back at Joy's Casino with Vanessa and her titas. And so she was like, well, baby, I'm sure you will never look at a poker table the same again, right? Joy says, not this one for sure. Hope y'all sprayed that shit down with some Fabuloso and some bleach. Because I can imagine what type of DNA is all over that damn table. He tells her, nor will I ever forget your intoxicating scent. What scent, Joey? On her neck or between them? Oh, then they go back to him ripping off her jacket and that damn music playing in the background with the red light. And yeah, girl. He said her scent was sweet. He said how sweet it is. It was so funny though. Now that I look at it again, he ripped open her jacket, so she tried to do that to his shirt. So she was trying to unbutton it. She's like, shit, that's too much. I thought she was gonna rip his shirt open, but she just grabbed him on top of her. Girl, I guess she's like, girl, it's taking too long to unbutton this fucking shirt with this old man. If it was, what's the guy name? What's the boy name over there? Damn, I can't think of that name. The sexy young guy at the country club shit. She would have ripped that shit apart. Diego, that is his name, Diego. So she was like, he kisses her hand, and she says, there you go, quoting me a wonderful song again, though I guess it's not sweet enough to hold your attention very long. So she's like, either I'm boring the fuck out of you or you're expecting someone. He was like, my dear, you could never bore me. I wonder what he has planned. Hopefully Dougie ain't gonna show up. Maybe he's looking to deliver something there or something. Whew, what are you doing, Joey? Ooh, he says, but we are expecting company. She says, really? Well, who's joining us? He was like, your fucking husband. Ooh. So he was holding her hand, and when he said your husband, she snatched her hand away. She was like, "Why the fuck on this God's green earth would you invite Dougie here?" Joy was like, "Well, you're about to fucking find out." I'm not gonna say fuck no more, y'all. Oh, I said it again. Damn. So Dougie comes in there and greets his wife with a kiss on her forehead, and he said, "Vanessa, mwah." And he looks at Joy and says, "Mr. Armstrong." Girl, now we're back at Bill and Haley, and somehow a baseball bat appears out the blue. They was just talking about baseball. Now you got a bat. Bill, when was the last time you played baseball? Anyway, she was like, "If I had known baseball involved such close instructions, I would have asked for lessons sooner." And she acts like she swinging the bat. He's like, "Ow!" She's like, "Oh, what is it? What is it, babe?" She's like, "Are you all?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just dehydrated, baby. That's all." She's like, Okay, sports drink." He was like, "Yeah, baby, thanks." Child, that is the same outfit Tony Braxton had on. She runs out the room to get him a sports drink, and then he's sitting down, really like in so much pain. So she comes back with the blue Gatorade-ish sports drink, and she gives it to him. "Here," and he was like, "Thanks, babe." She's like, "Are you really okay?" He's like, "Now, I did warn your ass about asking me that now." "I can't help it. It's the only thing on my mind, Bill." So he takes a sip and he was like, "Well, maybe we just need to distract you." And he puts his hands around her. And he was like, "Well, I do have another serious condition." She was like, "Oh, and what is that?" He's like, "Well, terminal attraction to my wife. Bleh. And there's only one treatment for that as far as I'm concerned." They have such a height difference in them. I think her heels are like super high. They have to stand like elbow length apart. They can't be like right on top of each other because she is so short and he hovers over her. The camera angles are really funny to me. So she said, "Terminal illness, huh? Well, I hope it involves bed rest." He's like, "Mm-hmm." And then he pulls her, like he pulling her back and forth into him. "Something very close to that." Yeah, her heels are high. They show her shoes. And so he throws her on the couch and she's like, "Oh." Yeah, all of the little noises, honey. They both start to unbutton each other's clothes. "Bill, you gonna bust your chest wide open fucking with that girl." So we're back at Orphy Jeans. So Tomas is asking Eva. He was like, "So, this thing about your mama." So Eva was like, "I got you real curious, huh?" He was like, "I'm just trying to piece it together. That's all." He was like, "So she's really going to regret it if she tries to pin that accident on you, huh?" And so Eva was like, "Yes, she will." "Ooh." He said, "You must have some kind of heavy leverage over her." He's seeking some stuff. Tomas, what happens with him is that he's going to go back and tell Kat. He's really going to go back and tell Kat, I feel. "Damn, that juice is $4? Jeez." She's like, "I do." And he was like, "Well, I want to know what it is, girl." So Eva was like, "Let's just say a girl is really done with being a puppet and I'm standing on business from now on." So he was like, "I feel you, I feel you." He said, "But although right now you're giving me more sitting vibes than standing vibes since you standing on business." He was like, "What had you so engrossed when I came in?" Because she was really locked into that audio book that she was listening to. So she tells him it's about the audio book. It has her so engrossed she can't wait to finish it. So he asks her the name of the book. House of Lord Ostrant. Okay, I wonder, is that a real book? So he knows about it. He says, Carl Ivanti. So he talks about he's been so busy at work that he hasn't had a chance to get into Carl's new series. She's like, "Oh my God." It's about this epic love story about this star-crossed couple trying to find their way back to each other across time and across space. And it's totally amazing. Oh my God. So she's like, she's already on the second book. Oh, she can't wait to get to the second book. So he was like, "Well, when you're done, maybe you'll let me borrow it." She's like, "Okay, I get it. You're making fun of me." He was like, "Nah, nah, not at all. I love to read. Fiction is my jam." I think he said that before. He said, "Don't you dare tell nobody about this shit, all right? I got a rep to protect. But I'm a sucker for a good love story." So she talks about the first book is called Mercy and Goodness, and how the couple had first met and how they got separated. Uh-oh. She says she got the book in her hotel. I don't say it like that. Her hotel room at the hotel. She was like, "If you want to come and grab it sometime." So he's like, okay, okay, you just like me. The physical book plus the audio. All right. So she's like, I mean, duh, is there any other way? Any other way? He was like, well, maybe I can snag that first one from you right now. Ooh. So she was like, seriously? I thought you had to get back to work. He said, I got some time to spare before I get back to clocking those billable hours. Bill. So it's an awesome trilogy. So Ava was like, it is, girl. It is, honey. Ooh, Lego. Cat is back. We're back at Eva's hotel room. And so Cat is smart this time, honey. That bitch got on gloves. She's had this cute little outfit, looks like a little French maid uniform short. She's had this thing on for the last 3 days. They need to give her another cute outfit. But she's looking all through Eva's belongings for whatever clue she can get. She got on gloves this time. She learned her lesson. So her phone buzzes, and so it's Jacob on the other line. And so she asked him if he found something juicy. Of course, he ain't find shit. So she's like, that's so frustrating. So she opens one of the closet. He was like, what the fuck you doing? So she was like, oh, it's nothing. I'm just organizing some things. That's all. Just lying, honey. She's like, yes, I know you made it painfully clear that you want me to stay clear of the investigation, but it's obvious to me, honey, that you need a lot of fucking help. So as she opens the closet door, she sees that the brown box and she sees that black bag, I think. So she rushes off the phone. She tells him that something came up and so she got to bounce. So, honey, she opens up the box and she looks and she's like, oh, I don't know what she finds, but I'm ready to press play and see what she found. So we are back at Uptowns, and so Chelsea is looking at Madison, and so Naomi is looking at both of them. So Madison was about to leave, and so Chelsea's like, "Are you going to act like that? Are you really going to act like that?" So Madison was like what? She's like, Chelsea was like, "You could at least say hello." So Madison apologized. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, hello." So Chelsea was like, "This is my sister, Naomi." So she introduces Madison to Naomi. Mm. So Naomi asks Madison, how do y'all know each other? How did y'all know? So Madison quickly was like, we don't. So Chelsea was like, girl, you know me. I told you about France. At least the PG version. We're back with Bill and Haley, and she's like, for somebody who just got out of the hospital, you sure have a lot of energy. Shouldn't you be taking it easy, Bill? He was like, well, what makes you think I'm not? She's like, wait a minute. Like, what, this is easy? She's like, oh, okay. I mean, all right, okay. Because you just pounced on me like a horny ass teenager. He's like, yeah, trust me, Mrs. Hamilton. I know exactly what I'm fucking doing. So he kisses all on her neck, and she's like, oh, what are you doing now, Mr. Know-It-All? Child, he was on her again, so he got heavy on her. She's like, oh, baby, oh. She's like, Bill. So she pushes him off him. He can barely move, honey. That nigga's having a stroke. So she finally does what they should have did the first time that happened. She needs an ambulance right away, so she calls the hospital. So we're back at the hospital with Derek and Ashley, and he said, I just keep coming up with these wild excuses so I can come by and see you. That's all. He really misses her. He wants to be with her all the time. She needs to tell him why. Maybe she's just spoiled. Maybe she need to really tell him why she wants her space. All she just said, I just saved all my money all these years, and I specifically bought that chair, those curtains, that teacup. I did all of this for my. I'm like, he wants to be in the house with you. He misses her. Go with Shanice, Derek. So she wants to know what type of excuses does he need. So he's like, like last week I had to check on this heart attack victim that I brought in. She's like, oh, okay. Or like we're running low on tourniquets, so I need to come by and borrow some extras. So she's like, see, your reasons sound pretty legit, but what am I supposed to tell Shanice when I want to duck out and go to the firehouse, huh? Derek was like, just tell her you bringing me some lunch. And substitute those old nasty ass lunches you guys cook at the station. The famous firehouse meals everybody's heard about. He was like, yeah, fair. The meals are not nasty. They're pretty good. He's like, and sooner or later, my supervisor's going to catch on and try to punish me with cleaning duties if I keep coming over here this much. He was like, I'm I guess going to have to be more creative. I could always rush into another burning building because I know that you'll be over me then. She's like, don't you dare. He's like, get myself a personal escort to your care. So as they're kissing, she gets a call and she wants to know, the ETA of the patient that they're bringing in. And she finds out that it's Bill, her bestie's daddy. So she's like, yeah, I'm pulling up his charts now. He was just taken out of here yesterday. Now he's back. Damn. So now we're at Joey's casino. And so Vanessa, Dougie, and Joey are in the casino room alone. So Vanessa's looking like, well, this is damn unexpected. So Joy was like, yeah, well, the good doctor and I go way, way back. So Vanessa and Dougie are seated and Joey's about to take his seat. I guess that's all Joey needed was a good fuck. He just needed a good stroke. And that was it. He was ready to get moving forward with his money with Doug and get this whole laundering thing underway. Ain't that something? So he has the nerve to tell Vanessa that you can call us old gambling buddies. Vanessa was like, I had no idea. So Joy says, well, there's a lot you don't know, Vanessa. Doug was like, you know what, nigga? I don't have to sit here and listen to this shit. Joy was like, actually, Doug, you do. You better sit the fuck down. And Vanessa was like, you gamble? She asked that to Dougie. Yeah. Dougie talking about a little. Joy's like, a lot? Shit. He was like, no offense, Doc, but Vanessa, your husband ain't the best gambler. We wouldn't call him a lucky Larry when it comes to the cards. What? Now we finally hear how much he owes. He owes Joey $250,000. Damn. Vanessa was like, $250,000? What the fuck? He was like, Vanessa. She's like, wait a minute, nigga. You lost $250,000? And what? Y'all expect me to write y'all a damn check? He was like, not exactly. That's what Dougie said. She was like, well, make me fucking understand. You don't want my money? And Joey was like, oh, no, hell no. Thanks to your hubby, there's of a much greater value on the table. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is good. Your business, bitch. So we see an overview shot of the box that Kat was looking in, and it's that damn book that she was telling Tomas about, Mercy and Goodness. That's the book. So it's in that box. Keep looking, Kat. Kat is looking through the boxes. She's like, what the hell is this shit? I knew you was basic, but crazy too. Or did she say, I knew you were crazy, but basic too? I think that's what she said. Looking at the book. Tomas is the same, baby. So she's still looking. She say, if my mama was a homicidal homewrecker, where the fuck would I hide? So next cut, we see Eva and Tomas in the hallway on their way to her room. And she's like, trust me, Tomas, you are going to love this story. The writer was definitely in his bag. So Tomas was like, all right, girl, if it ain't all that, I'm blaming you. So Eva was like, please, you know I ain't going to steer you wrong. Oh my God, Kat. Girl. So we see Eva putting the key on the door and opening the door real slow. Because remember, Kat was just right there looking through the box. Man, I can't wait to see. Oh my God. So we're back at the casino. And so Vanessa was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I build my fucking company with my blood, sweat, and tears. You're not getting anywhere near it. So Joy was like, au contraire, mon frere. He says, if you just listen to our proposal, it just might change that pretty mind of yours. So Vanessa was like, our? What the fuck? So Doug is like, baby, listen, it's not as bad as it sounds. She's like, don't you dare baby me. Not now. Not after this shit. Joy was like, but he is right. You just have to look at this as something that's mutually beneficial. So Vanessa ain't dumb. She said, and how exactly would washing your money be beneficial to me? She's like, please, a man like you doesn't blink or look twice at a business like mine unless you need your money rinsed and cycled over and over again. I ain't dumb. So Joy was like, well, now I know who got the brains in this damn marriage. But yes, that's exactly what we're proposing. Unless you got a better way for him to clear up this $250,000 that has been keeping him up every night. She says, you really let it get this damn bad, Dougie? Doug, your ass couldn't have come to me first? By yourself? I'm supposed to be your wife. He says, I thought that I could protect you from all of this, Vanessa. She said, protect me? By getting in bed with him? No, you fucked him. Both of y'all were. So Joy was like, now, you two, calm it down. There's plenty of time of finger pointing later, okay? Now let's just stay focused, shall we? Dougie says, I'm sorry, Vanessa. She looks at him like she just want to spit in his drink and make him drink it. Joey gives a lesson on money laundering. He says, money laundering has gotten such a ugly reputation, But really, if you really, really think about it, it's just it's just merely swapping my hard-earned dollars for yours. That's all. Think of it as a financial choreography. I supply the dancers, you provide the ballroom. She was like saying, it's also a fucking crime. I can end up in federal prison. He says, look around you, bitch. I know exactly what I'm doing. So she looks over at Dougie and says, don't you have anything to say? If there was a way that I could take this all on myself and leave you out of it, babe, I would, he says. Vanessa was like, it's fine now that it's fine to say that shit now after you drag my ass into this. I cannot believe this is my fucking life right now. So Joy was like, oh, come on, Vanessa. Aren't you just a little bit intrigued? Ooh, he says, we both know that you like to take a little dance on the wild side, don't we? Ooh, we are back at Uptown. So Naomi was like, y'all don't know each other? So Chelsea just broke it down like, yeah, we just met yesterday. And so Madison was like, girl, I just came here to get some of the chocolate cheesecake. And so Chelsea was like, yes, yes, baby. I like putting cherry on top like I do everything. So so Madison was like, I don't want to talk about my life right here in front of your sister, so I'm about to go back to work. So she leaves, and Naomi asks Chelsea, girl, what the hell was that all about? Explain that to me, honey. So the next scene we see Bill's ass back in the hospital for a man who hate to be there. He's been there back to back. Child, his blood pressure is 200 over 105. Damn. This line is so funny. So Ashley asked Naomi what's going on. No, asked Haley what happened. She was like, we was just fooling around, and all of a sudden he went limp. Girl, they should have given her a whole nother line. He went limp, honey, after y'all was fooling around. Oh. She's like that, he was conscious and laughing and smiling, and all of a sudden that thing started that to the point where I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Well, what if he's not okay? And so Ash was like, girl, calm the fuck down, okay? Haley, calm down. Relax. Girl, she was like, girl, we're going to fight for him, okay? And so Haley was like, yes, please help him because our baby, girl, your baby is like the size of a piece of rice grain. He hasn't felt it kick yet. Oh, I cannot do this alone. So Ashley made her ass sit down. And so she's sitting there swallowing hard, waiting. So we're back at the hotel at Eva's room. And we walk in, and where's Kat? Kitty cat, where are you? So she comes in the room, and so the box is in the middle of the floor. So Eva was like, what the fuck? I don't remember leaving that box here. So Tomas was like, well, maybe housekeeping left it there when it was cleaning up. She was like, I guess that's possible, but I know I didn't put that shit right there. Ooh, we see Kat hiding underneath the bed with that damn helmet in that bag, honey. Ooh. So, oh my God. So she found the book, and so she tells him, oh, you're going to love it. It has so many twists and turns. And Tomas's ass talking about, I love twists and turns. And you can see Kat under the bed like, this motherfucker. So she gives him the book. Her little shorts are really cute. So Kat is underneath the bed, and she sees the helmet, so she's taking it out. So he was like, thank you for the book. I'll give it back to you. So Eva was like, don't worry. I'll get it back whenever you can. So she's looking at the damn helmet. Ugh. So she told him just to keep it as long as you need and make sure that we can even link up later, and you can get the other book or something like that. Let me see what it says. We can link up later and to talk about the favorite parts. And while they're talking, Kat is looking at the gloves. She got the gloves in her hand, baby, and she got the helmet. She cracked that fucking case. So Eva tells him it's really nice to have somebody to talk to, even with things not going well with her dad. With things going the way it is with her dad, she's just really good to have somebody else that she can talk to outside of him because she gets really lonely. Y'all better not fuck right there. Y'all better not. Y'all better not. So Tomas says, hey, you got me. Then they hug. Oh, and Kat, if they start doing something and he kisses her or something, Kat is not going to stay underneath that bed. She's going to confront it. That girl, she's not afraid of no damn body. Now we're back at Uptown, and we hear Chelsea talking about Madison, how they're talking about philosophical deep shit. So Naomi was like, wait a minute. So you meet this woman, y'all have an attraction to each other. She asks you all these deep ass questions. So Chelsea's like, yeah, ain't that weird? She's like, no, I mean, well, this girl, she gives me real weird vibes. That's what Naomi says, real. And then the way she took off like that, real weird. That she has this weird job, this mysterious job. Nobody knows her. Whoever this girl is, she's really playing mysterious really well, very well. So Chelsea's like, girl, she did that same shit yesterday. And so Naomi's like, girl, Chelsea, baby, you know you deserve somebody way better than that who's going to leave you hanging, girl. So she was like, well, Naomi, you see her as being more standoffish. I see her as more, shy. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. So Naomi was like, girl, I don't know. This girl is like really weird, and this Madison, if that's really her real name, hasn't even told you anything about herself to you, but you laid down your whole life to tell her about yourself. So Derek calls Naomi. He's hanging at the hospital with Ash, and he calls her to tell her that your dad was just brought in. So he says Haley seems to be pretty shook. Who don't give a fuck about Haley? They don't care about Haley. They want to know about their dad. So I'm sure that Chelsea and Naomi are going to be rushing their ass to the hospital. Okay, so now we're back at the casino. So Dougie trying to act all damn tough. Tomorrow, I can't take this anymore. I've had enough of this shit. Be quiet, Dougie. So Joy was like, the right place, and those probably are the right words, but you probably should have said them about 6 figures ago. Don't you think, Dougie? He tells Vanessa, I hope to see you at home. Then that nigga pimps out of there, and Vanessa looks like she can just chew on some nails. She beat the table. How dare you, motherfucker! Joy, I didn't force your husband to gamble. He walked into my establishment on his own 2 feet. She says, it ain't about him. You played me. You made me believe that you cared. He's like, I do, Vanessa. I do care. He's like, let me explain. She said, no, nigga, you had me in this back room like a silly girl on prom night, fucking the shit out of me. We had sex, for God's sake. Why throw God in this, girl? I felt something with you. It was the first real attraction that wasn't just about sex I've had in years since Doug and I got together. That's what didn't Nicole tell her ass to stay clear of Joey? She said she didn't have no good vibes about his ass, and you couldn't tell her nothing. She just had to have him. Nicole told your ass. She said it was all just part of your stupid fucking game. You are nothing but a liar. You manipulative bastard. So they're back at the hotel room, and they were staring at each other, Eva and Tomas, and so Eva was leaning in to kiss him. He was like, Eva, you mean a lot to me. He said, but my heart is someplace else. Good for you, Tomas. Good for you. She was like, ice cold cat, the girl who's more fixated on investigating me and my mom than actually spending time with you. Tomas was like, nah, girl, you don't know her the way I do. Good for you, Tomas. I have a good feeling in my gut about Tomas. Eva was like, I don't know her at all, honey. That's part of the problem. He tells her that Kat and him talks all about all of that. In fact, they talk about a lot of things, which they do. It's one of the more open relationships that he's ever had. Go ahead, Tomas. So Eva was like, damn, man, it's like that, like that? He was like, yeah, I think we have something special. Damn, he said she's got me hooked. And she's just listening all under the bed, just gleaning. Cat, don't come from under that bed, girl, because you might fuck that all up. Just let him continue to be hooked on you, girl. He says that he has to see where it goes. Go ahead. So Eva was like, okay, that's great. I mean, she says, I'm happy for one of you at least. She was like, well, can't we still be friends? And he was like, oh yeah, you know it. He said, I got to skedaddle. I got clients coming through, and I got to get back to the office and get changed. He thanked her for the book, and she said, don't be a stranger. So he gives her one little, like a friendly hug, and she's like, Tomas, don't tell anybody about. He's like, don't worry, mamita, I got you. So he leaves, and so she's back on the bed, and so Laura calls her again, and so Eva leaves the room to go help Laura with that damn computer. So Kat comes from under the bed, and she's just resting and relaxing in the fact that she got that damn helmet and the gloves. Now, y'all know Jacob ain't gonna take that shit because she stole it. It's theft. It's theft. You don't have any type of warrant to be in that girl's room. So we're back at the casino, and Joey looks at her. He was like, so, your move. She takes one step forward to him, and she slaps the shit out of him. We ain't seen nobody slap nobody since episode 1, right? When Daddy slapped the shit out of Haley. We needed this. Thank you, Nessa. She slapped him and ran the fuck up out of there. He looked like he liked that shit because he was smiling. Weird. So Eva came back to the room, and so she was looking at that box again. So she was like, she pulled off her shoes and put her headphones back on and listened to an audio book. And so it keeps going back with Tomas telling her, yeah, you mean a lot to me, Eva, but my heart is someplace else. So she's mad. Find you an old man, Eva. Stop being like your mammy. So now Kat is at Orphe Jeans, and so she got the helmet. And so she was like, innocent my ass, honey. I told everybody that your ass was crazy, and now I have the evidence to prove it. Oh my God! Madison is the doctor, the neurologist. Because Dr. Dougie was not there, so she says that Dr. Montgomery is there to be the neurologist. They have been talking about her. So she's the doctor. So she goes in to check on Bill to see how he's doing. Damn. So Chelsea and Naomi just showed up at the hospital. Oh my God. So he's talking all her. So she's like, I'm going to order a CT for his ass and some labs just to see what's going on. And poor Haley was like, damn, that's my money bucket. My money man is, I can't even understand him, man. Damn, my plan sure didn't work out. And that is today's episode of episode number 68, Beyond the Gates. What a good episode. It was good. It was like, I ain't even gonna lie, I was on pins and needles. Like with Kat being under that damn bed, Joey finally revealing that he wants to use Vanessa. It just took one night and he was like, okay, let's get the plan into motion. Because I got both of y'all in the palm of my hand. Man, and Tomas, he really does like Kat. Ain't that something? I'm happy for him. Okay, Tomas, I like you. You're just a good guy. I get it. It was real good. It was real good. Hopefully you guys will tell me what you thought about today's episode. And don't forget now, check out my post page so you can see all of these little nuggets. Like, did y'all know? Because a lot of this shit I didn't know. I knew a couple of things, but a couple of things I didn't know about. And I'll be dropping those maybe, like I said, once or twice a week just to feed y'all some information because everybody had a start, honey. Everybody didn't start right here on Beyond the Gates. They all had to come from somewhere. And it looks like they had a very large plethora of talent and entertainment amongst the cast. So, ain't that something about Dr. Madison Montgomery? Go ahead, Madison. All right. And next week's going to be good. It's going to be real good. So, love you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys are talking about on the Front Porch Talk. And thank y'all for making this such a wonderful experience. I'm having such a good time with y'all. Let me go ahead and make me a mimosa, honey, because y'all out there having drinks without me. Bye.